Hello, my name is Omar Rapisad. It's February 16, 2019, Saturday, 5:05 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm going to give you today's sample of being tracked with microwaves. This is what I've been tweeting for the last few hours. And the resulting increase and decrease of blood pressure and heart rate. So just going to load the camera here. So I'm in pain right now. And before I go on, I'll give you a sample of the blood pressure. It's 123/82. So I'm going to continue showing you the power. And the picture is stopped. Not quite sure what's going on here, so I'm just going to wait a few seconds. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Okay. So the timer is started again. So my back is hurting. So the side of the breast and the breast. The breast is sore. So what I am demonstrating here is experimentation. In order to experiment on somebody, you have to know where they are, number one, and you have to have a means of affecting them. If it's a covert experiment, one that's being run on you without your consent, then they'd have to have a means, the people who are running the experiment would have to have a means of affecting you remotely and in a way that it's hard to track. So if I didn't have this detector and I didn't have all the other pieces of technology that I'm using to identify the way that I am being affected, then it'd be very hard for somebody to determine how they're being affected, how they're being assaulted. So I'm just going to take the temperature underneath my arm, and it's 36.8. So the if you're pulsed with any sort of radiation, your body heats up. So I'm just going to continue showing the radiation. And my back is really hurting. And my ear is not tagged right now. The head is not tagged. The jaw is tagged. Chest. Now the level of power on the chest is not very high, but the back is high because the back is hurting right above the left kidney area. The hand. So I'm just going to take the temperature of the hand. And it's 36.6. And just going to continue showing you the tagging here. So the power is about the same, but on this side it's higher. The breast especially is being affected, and underneath the armpit and the back. Notice the changes in the readings. And I just got hit on the big toe. So I'm going to take the temperature again one more time. And I didn't get a reading there. Do it again. Still didn't get a reading. Let's try it one more time. As I said before, finicky. 36.4. So what was it before? 36.6. So it went down to 36.4. So the power has decreased. So it was 36.6 before, and then it's 36.4. So the hand is 36.5. So as you can tell, when the power increases, the temperature of the body increases. When the power drops, the temperature goes down. When the power increases again, it goes up. So it's an up and down pattern that is consistent with my blood pressure readings. So it dropped, the blood pressure dropped because the power, as you can tell, is gone down. It's tagged but at a lower power, but it did drop out of range. So when the power decreases, the blood pressure drops suddenly. My normal is 117 to 120 over 77, 78. So let's do that again. Let me take the pressure again. I'm guessing it's going to go back up. Consistent with the power going up and down. The degree of pain in the back has decreased a little bit, but I'm still in pain. Sorry, and of course it triggers your sinuses. It stimulates your sinuses and triggers sneezes. And there you go. 137 over 91. Up. So if I did it a little bit again, you'll see that fluctuation. So the back is hurting and the power has decreased. The back is still hurting because it's still being pulsed, but at a lower level. and not as frequently. So let me take that blood pressure again, and I'll show you how fast it changes. Because this is how sensitive my body is. And I'm guessing that most people's body is to this radiation technology. The body is always seeking to bring itself back to equilibrium, what is normal for the body. So it's amazing as I study this, these patterns that I'm looking at, that I'm finding. It's amazing how efficiently your body works to bring itself back into equilibrium. So 139 over 93. You see it dropped, went back up, and it's going to go up to a point, and then it's going to drop again. And so it doesn't, when it's increased because I'm being pulsed with this radiation causing pain, it doesn't drop back to normal immediately and stay at normal. It drops, sometimes lower, out of range, and then it goes up and down until it reaches equilibrium status, which is the normal for your body. And there is a major drop, 119 over 79. And these huge drops, sudden drops, is what causes palpitations. So for those people who out there who goes to the gym will know that your trainer would tell you that when you're exercising, don't stop exercising immediately. Because if you're doing a hard workout, especially a cardio workout, your heart rate would go up to 150, 160. I take mine up to about 150, 55. And if you stop immediately, that immediate drop can send you into cardiac arrest, as this could. It causes palpitations. It always does. And some palpitations are not felt. It causes palpitations when it drops so drastically, so suddenly, and you don't always feel it. And I've worn several Holter monitors from the hospital, from my cardiologist, and there is palpitations in there. I wore one recently, so I have to wait for that result to come in. Past ones showed palpitations, and this is a direct result of being tracked using microwave. So 125 over 83. So it's coming back to normal. So it goes up and down, then it goes normal. And this is a pattern. This is a pattern that I've noticed since I bought this and started taking my blood pressure readings. When I'm in pain, when I know I'm being tracked and the power is turned up. So the technology is not only being used to track, because if it's only tracking, then the power is very low. It wouldn't cause palpitations. But when it's used to torture, then it could definitely cause heart attack. Not only for a person who has an underlying heart condition, anybody can get a heart attack. So there are two effects that the radiation causes. It increases your blood pressure because the pain level increases, and also because it constricts your blood vessels. It could be a major artery, it could be the smaller veins and arteries, the ones on the surface of the skin, but it constricts them. And the automatic reaction of the heart is to increase the heart rate and increase the blood pressure to push through the blood, through the constricted veins and arteries. So this is playing with somebody's life. What I'm talking about here and what I'm demonstrating is a life and death issue. And it's a direct result of being flagged by the Toronto police, of being put into a program to be tortured this way by gangs and criminals who are using the reports that's generated by the informants who sign me out of the system because the monitoring is outsourced by the police, I'm assuming, suspecting. So the monitoring is outsourced and then contracted and subcontracted, and microwave technology is being used to track and to torture based on the reports. I got sidetracked there. So the reports are submitted by the informants who sign me out and follow me around and have teams of people follow me around and mob me and harass me and stalk me and terrorize me and assault me remotely with this technology. And then make false reports, deliberately lie, reverse engineer everything they did to me and say I did it to them, like they're stalking me in order to report on me, then they tell the cops I'm stalking them because there is evidence of my stalking them, meaning that we are showing up the same spot, a few times, when really that is happening because they're following you in order to gather information to report on. So it's a setup and a frame, constant. This is a constant entrapment process run by the cops because the cops who are doing this are flagging me knowing that this is going to happen. They know there is a conspiracy going on. The targeting program is a conspiracy that the cops are taking part in to target the flagged names on that list. I heard there is a list, so I'm not the only one. And it's meant to dispose of a target. This can cause me to be dead in a matter of minutes. I will not have time to dial 911. I can go into cardiac arrest and my heart would stop, because if it goes into arrhythmia, my heart, if I have a palpitation and it goes out of rhythm and it starts fluttering and it doesn't self-correct and goes back to the normal rate, then I will go into cardiac arrest and the heart will stop beating. I also heard that there are some other issues, not heard. I was told that there are possibly other issues with my heart that is as a direct, and I know this because of these observations. It was directly caused by being assaulted this way. My heart is scanned all the time because my heart could be tagged and used to track. And I'm suspecting it's been tagged for years. So this is attempted murder by the Toronto police, using gangs to do it. And since the technology could be aimed at your legs, inside between your legs, it's rape as well, electronic rape. Now, my question is, how many names are on the list? Another question is, who put the names on the list? Was Rahini Bessassa a name on the list? Because she wasn't a prostitute, as I am not. I'm not a prostitute either. Never was. What they're trying to make me one by labeling me, painting me as one, taking videos inside my home, making it public, using the Mental Health Act to paint me as one in order to traffic, because all of this is covering trafficking. But I'm not going to focus on the trafficking aspect of it. What I'm going to focus in this little blurb here is the life and death situations that's caused by using radiation to track and torture targets. Talk to you another time.